and waters and darkness was over the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. The second day God said, "Put an expanse between the waters on the earth and the waters above." And God called the expanse sky. On the third day God said, "Let dry ground appear and separate the waters on the earth." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, plants and trees, the land produced plants and trees bearing fruit according to their kinds." And God saw that it was good. The fourth day God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on earth." And it was so. God made two great lights, the sun to govern the day, and the moon to govern the night. He also made the stars and set them in the expanse of the sky. And God saw that it was good. On the fifth day God said, "Let the waters be filled with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea, and every winged bird according to its kind. And there was evening and there was morning the fifth day. And God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals, each according to its kind." And it was so. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning the sixth day.
soaring through the air, lying down beneath the stars. I feel your presence there. I love to stand at ocean shore and feel the thundering breakers roar, to walk through golden fields of grain, beneath endless blue horizons spray.
The Lord God said, "It is not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. The Lord God commanded the man, "You are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will certainly die." The devil came to the woman in order to deceive her into eating the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, she took some and she ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he too ate it. Through this act of disobedience, sin entered the world that the Lord God had so lovingly created. The Lord God banished him from the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he had taken them. And man fell into sin. Wickedness in the world grew in forms of jealousy, robbery, adultery, violence, and murder. Man realized that he was trapped in sin and had fallen short of the glory of God. He attempted to find ways to escape this despair, but only to fail multiple times. And finally, he realized that it is not by his own actions that he could be saved, but by the grace and unconditional love of God.
इस पहले भाग में हमने देखा